Hello and welcome to Excel Essentials. In this session, we'll be covering the Network Days formula. The Network Days formula in Excel calculates the number of working days or business days between two dates. So as you can see here, we have the formula, which is Network Days, and we see it has three parameters. We have start date, which is the beginning of a time period. We have end date, and then we have a not mandatory field, which is holidays. Now, the holidays one is where you can add in specific bank holidays or days off, and we'll go through that in a moment as well. Now, the formula only includes the dates from Monday to Friday. It doesn't count the weekends. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, you can also add bank holidays or any additional holiday days as well to that. Now, before we even have a look or a thought about the non-mandatory field for holidays, let's just have a look at the Network Days formula at its most basic. So as you see here, we have a list of projects, their start dates and end dates, and we have a field for our working days. Now, the way we can go and begin doing this formula is if we do equals network days and we open the bracket. And here we'll select the start date of our project. So we'll use the one that's on this row for Chicago, for the Chicago working days, which is the 1st of January 2026, which seems like a while ago. Then if we hit a comma or a semicolon, depending on the region which your Excel is linked to, then you will select your end date. So in our case, it's our project end value. And then here we can just hit enter and it will calculate at the most basic the number of working days between two dates. So we can see that for Project Whistler, it's got 59 working days as far as we're aware at the moment. This is excluding holidays. We've got 34 days for Project Vienna, 37 days for Project Redstone, 18 days for Project Cupcake, 15 days for Project Marshmallow, and it keeps going on. Now, if we have a look at Chicago, for example, we see that it's on the 6th of February to which it ends, and it begins on the 1st of January. So we've got 5 working days here, 10, 15, 20 for January. Then if we add 21 and 22, then we can go over into February. And February's will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will be another 5. So 22 plus 5 is how we've come up with the 27 working days. How about we now involve what the holidays are? So here I've got a list of bank holidays in the UK in 2026 and 2027. I've just extracted this from our gov.uk website. You can also extract these dates from your own government websites or wherever you have these dates available in your regions. And here we can have a look at how we would even include it. So here we're going to go up to our formula, and here just before the bracket we're going to put a comma again, and here we are going to select everything in our column for our date range. So you see our date column, that's what's in the square brackets, and the table is called holidays. Now if I hit enter, we can see that some of the values have decreased. So if we see Project Chicago, it's decreased from 27 to 26. That's because the 1st of January is a bank holiday. We can also see dates such as Whistler having been impacted by the likes of the May Bank holiday and the Easter weekend. And we can see some of this emanate through some of our other data. So if I hit Control Z to go back, we can see that these numbers now look a little bit higher. But if I go back and do Control Y, we can see that it now excludes those holidays and those bank holidays, which tells us a more realistic view of how many working days we have for given projects. So for example, we can see with Project Lollipop, for example, we only have 68 potential working days to complete this project, rather than what was the previous number, which was 70. So that's just some really good way to use this formula, and it subtracts those dates really well. If you are ever in doubt, just click on the cells and have a look up here at what the data type is. So as you can see, we can see it says date, this is date, and it works as expected. If you like this video, like, comment and subscribe. Otherwise, stay tuned for more Excel Essentials.